In the world we live in, not everything stands in the light. Some stories walk beside us like shadows, some truths breathe between the lines, and some mysteries survive only in whispers, waiting for the right moment to speak. Tonight, you and I step into one such shadow, a forgotten chapter, a buried script, a tale erased not by time but by forces that feared what it could reveal. Welcome to Shadows and Scripts, a journey where every shadow has a story and every story carries a truth waiting to be found. If you're someone who seeks what lies beyond the surface, if you believe there are answers hidden in the cracks of history, politics, and belief, then you're home. Before we begin, hit the subscribe button because the shadows are many, the stories are long, and together we're just getting started now. Let the truth unfold. The ocean does not always reveal what it has taken. Sometimes it keeps its secret buried beneath the waves for thousands and thousands of years, waiting for someone foolish enough or curious enough to start asking questions. My journey into Kumari Kandam began on a quiet evening in Kanyakumari. The sun was melting into the horizon, and an old fisherman pointed at the endless blue and whispered, "Our land once stretched far beyond what your eyes can see." At first, I thought it was just another folklore, a legend passed through generations. But the more I listened, the more the story refused to stay silent. Long before India, Sri Lanka, or Africa had the shapes we know today, there was said to be a massive continent stretching deep into the Indian Ocean, a homeland of scholars, poets, navigators, and kings. A place where the first Tamil Sangams were held, gatherings of thousands and thousands of scholars who shaped an entire civilization. The ancient texts spoke of it without hesitation, not as mythology but as memory. The Silappadigaram, the Manimegalai, even the Tolkappiyam, the oldest surviving Tamil grammar, all mentioned lands now swallowed by the sea. These were the first hints, not from conspiracy theorists, not from modern storytellers, but from the Tamil classical literature itself. Centuries later, the ocean began revealing fragments of the forgotten world. In 1916, the Tamil scholar Pandit Ayodhidas argued that the Tamil homeland once extended far into the south. And then came Dr. R. Madhivanan, former director of the Tamil Etymological Dictionary Project. He proposed that Kumari Kandam was not a mythic paradise but a real geological landmass lost to the rising seas after the last ice age. In the early 2000s, marine archaeologists from the National Institute of Ocean Technology began scanning the waters near Pumbuhar. What they found shook the academic world. Stone structures, not natural but carved. Underwater walls that resembled ancient ports, steps, grids, patterns. The ocean floor showed signs of cities older than 7,000 years, submerged off the Tamil coast. One researcher whispered during an interview, "This is not an erosion, this is a civilization that slipped beneath the sea." And suddenly, the fishermen's words in Kanyakumari didn't seem like a folklore anymore. Several scholars began piecing the story together. Dr. K. Rajan, archaeologist from the Pondicherry University, pointed out that Tamil civilization did not suddenly appear. It evolved from much older cultures whose traces lie underwater. Professor A. Velupillai, a renowned Tamil scholar from the Jaffna University, insisted that the early Tamil Sangam references were historically grounded and not metaphors. Even European researchers like Robert Caldwell in the 19th century noted that the Tamil language roots suggested a civilization older than many recorded in North India. But it was this quiet research paper from the University of Madras that delivered the most haunting insight. A study of the ancient sea levels showed that around 10,000 to 12,000 years ago, large chunks of land south of India were gradually swallowed by the rising oceans. Exactly the timeline described in the Tamil literary memory. Tamil folklore is not at all shy about what happened. It speaks of 49 territories submerged, of kings who moved their people north, of sages who carried their knowledge away from the sinking coastlines. The Silappadigaram describes a land called Kumari Nadu, fertile, vast, wealthy. The Tolkappiyam describes people migrating after the Great Deluge. Even the Puranic texts mention a catastrophic flood that reshaped southern India. Not as fantasy, but as an event, a memory, a survival story. For the longest time, mainstream scholars rejected Kumari Kandam as myth, a beautiful story without evidence. But geology, archaeology, and oceanographic surveys began to reveal something very, very uncomfortable. Myths begin somewhere, but they begin with truth. And the truth was this. During the last ice age melt, civilizations living on coastlines all over the world were forced to move inland. India, Japan, Australia, Europe. Entire cities were swallowed, entire cultures erased. But the Tamil civilization, it simply remembered what others forgot. As I stood again at the edge of Kanyakumari, the ocean felt very, very different. Not just water, but a graveyard of memories. A silent archive of a world we have not yet rediscovered. Scholars argue, researchers debate, skeptics question, but the ocean, it stays quiet and silent. Because somewhere below its surface are the ruins of civilizations that mastered navigation, astronomy, poetry, and governance long before even the pyramids rose or the Indus Valley took shape. A civilization whose descendants still walk among us, speaking a language older than almost any on earth. This is not a myth, not a fantasy. It is a story waiting to be completed when we finally recover what the sea has taken. And until then, Kumari Kandam remains or will remain the greatest unsolved chapter of the Tamil civilization or even the global civilization.